Need to test audio there. Alright, I know I'm 10 minutes late. We were supposed to start the Minecraftathon 10 minutes ago, but I decided to do some cleanup beforehand, and wait 1 second, gang. I got sent out of the screen there for a second. I need to go deal with this. No, why would I ever allow public... What are you doing behind the scenes? I am so sorry. I was just trying to get started there, and then bam, out of nowhere, and I mean out of nowhere, I get taken out of the game by Streamlabs, specifically to say, do I want to connect to public networks? And I'm like, do I want viruses? Okay. Do apologise, we're a little bit unprofessional today, I tell you. So, I feel like my sensitivity is a little bit higher than usual. A little bit better. You know what, it's probably because I've not used my mouse in a little while. So, if any of you are new and do not understand what we are doing today, we are currently going to be... I'm actually going to just chuck every single thing that I do not currently need on me now in here. You know what? I'll just take that, you know. That can go in there as well. You know what? Just send all the wood in there. I knew I saw something there. And just shove that in there. Alright, so I need to actually grab the cobblestone. So in today's episode is going to be a special episode. I need to actually make sure that this is 50. Okay, so that's... Sorry, I'm doing the maths in front of you. I do apologize. So that is 70 right there. Actually, that's 1 off. Do apologize. Alright, so 16 is 70, 80. That was 90 there. And that is... Just shove that in there. That too. That is 100 tools. So I'm going to need quite a few of these. We actually... You know what? I'm not dealing with that right now. So, the Minecraftathon is going to be... You know what? I should really have explained this at the very beginning. But everything kind of got like so rushed at the very end because I started, you know, autism brain, I tell you, decides, do cleanup now. So I did a cleanup. I got rid of a bunch of stuff, put it on a USB, and I'm going to be transferring that over. I transferred all the old ROM hacks, so when I do want to play a ROM hack, I'll just transfer one of them back over at a time, so I don't have to have 1 GB folder of ROM hacks. I'm pretty sure I have like Aquamarine and other ROM hacks in there. Is that Gary? I knew that voice anywhere. Gary, it's good to see you. How are you doing, Gary? How are you doing? I will actually shove a bunch of my tools in here. And you know what? I really wanted to get some extra backpacks, or at least empty out some of my backpacks, because I want to gather up a lot of tools. Well, not a lot of tools. I want to gather up, you know what, that's actually pretty nice. 2 backpacks. I want to gather up resources today. That is the whole point of the Minecraftathon. 100 tools of stone is what I will be using today. And I also realized that I need to actually make those tools, so let me grab some jungle wood. Go like that. Turn all of that into sticks, and you know what? I should just all turn it. What do I want to do first? We could do sand. We could do mining terracotta, or we could go to the wood. Let me just dump all of these out my backpack. It's a little bit awkward, I tell you. It's a little bit awkward. I do apologise. I've not streamed in a little while, so it's taken a little bit to get used to. Alright, let me just shove all of this in here. And get all of that in there. Bam. We'll start with one axe. Yes, I will be keeping my armor on for this because I do not want to be killed. I don't want to lose those 59 levels. So, I might as well explain the Minecraftathon right now. So the Minecraftathon is based around getting resources. I have a limited amount of tools. For every 5 bits, it is 10 tools. And for every tier 1 sub, it's 50 tools. Pretty reasonable. I was told that's a pretty reasonable amount for a Minecraftathon. So let us actually get started. We're going to be cutting down spruce trees in our home that we started back in 2022. Also, you might have to say goodbye to this. I will be making a backup of this world after this. And I will also be deleting a bunch of chunks and also removing the Twilight Forest mod. You're probably wondering why I will be removing the Twilight Forest mod is one, like, most important thing that I really want to do is restore the Great Swamp. I've been wanting to do swamp builds for the longest time, and I have some great swamp builds all planned out, but the problem is I can't do swamp builds because there's no swamp. I literally have a swamp that is smaller than this island, this castle, you know. I was thinking it was an island there for a second, it was not an island. But I literally have a swamp that is smaller than this. I think it's about this wide. That's how big, so about 9 chunks. That's pretty small, to be honest. 9 chunks is very small compared to, you know, regular. I will also probably be dying of hunger a lot. So hopefully there are no yetis nearby. You probably wonder why I'm scared of yetis. It is because they pick me up and chuck me, and I do not want to be picked up and chucked. It's happened so many times, I tell you. It's happened so many times. And you know what I also forgot? I forgot to notify that I was live. Oh no. Oh no. Oh poop. Alright, wait 1 second, gang. I'm going to use the power of interdimensional travel to get... Wait 1 second. Let's see. Okay, so it did say that I'm live on that side. So that is good. I'm live there. And I need to go and pull up the thing. So we're actually on 100 tools now. Now the counter will not move because I have specifically wanted the counter. Also, I have emote only on. Oh, poop. Everything has gone wrong. Everything that could possibly go wrong has gone wrong. No one's been able to chat because I had subscriber only and emote only on because I was not live for a little while. And also, you know, hate trains are, you know, thing on Twitch, so that's why you have to do that. Alright, now that that is done, I will go and I will go notify that I am live. I should have done this ages ago, but no. There we go. And let me go grab all of that and bring it over there. I do apologize, it's very unprofessional, but you know what, that just makes it funner. It would not be one of my streams, you know, if there was not, you know, chaos. Alright, there we go. There we go, that's all started over there. And you know what? I never use it. But let's see. How does it work? How does it work? You know what? I'm not sure on how it works over here. There's like 2 platforms that I could use, but I can never figure out how to use the first one. So, let me check. Yeah, I'll just leave that, I tell you. It's too complicated. Too complicated, I tell you. I do not need to deal with it, I tell you. I do not need to deal with it. I was also going to make sure this was live on YouTube, but the thing is, I could not figure out for the life of me how to properly connect it up. For some reason, I have it connected, but it just won't go live, and it's really annoying. I've actually had it connected for the last, like, year. So I should have been streaming on YouTube for like over a year now, but for some reason I just could not get it to work properly, and it's really annoying. So we are going to chop down as many of these trees as possible. You know what, I don't really care about ruining the environment around here. I will probably just replant it. Plus it snows here quite often, so it's not the worst. But I also might actually throw a lot of this, what do you call it, spruce saplings away. I have plenty of spruce saplings, if I'm being honest with you. Plenty of spruce saplings. I will also keep track of how much tools we actually have left. And I was actually going to do a counter in chat, but I thought it would take forever to do the delay thing. Because you have to delay it after someone says it, and then, you know, it takes forever to set that up, to get the bot to actually do what you wanted to do. So I decided to scrap that to now. And you know what, maybe if this goes on long enough, this is day 1, we'll be doing a day 2, possibly, if everything goes well. And if not, you know, I'll probably, you know, just do a day 2 anyway. Because I really like this, you know. You cannot stop me. It will at least last 2 days, that's what I will say. At least last 2 days. Alright, let me go grab this. I'm so, like, unused of my... I've not used my mouse in such a while that it is such a hassle to get used to the, you know, sensitivity to get in. I cannot believe how long it has been since my last episode of Jungle Paradise, but also I kind of just took a break for a little while, and it was all due to willpower. I tell you, I could not get willpower to do stuff, and I've just recently gotten willpower to do this, and that is what I'm doing. Like, we did the future game showcase, and I think that was the last... No wait, we played with Applebone was the last thing that we did. Yeah, we played with Applebone was the last thing that we did. I do want to do more, you know, stuff with Applebone. We did plan to do Halo together. So, Halo Combat Evolved, Halo 2, Halo 3, and Halo Reach. We don't talk about Halo 4. Halo 4 is not actually that bad. I did actually do... I really do want to continue it, but I really want to do a legendary playthrough of Halo 4. I might do it co-op, I might not. Might not do all the skulls. I don't do skulls, if I'm being honest. Skulls are fun, but at the same time they're really just an annoyance, to be honest, than actual fun. Like, I love a good challenge, you know, I play Dark Souls, you know, I love Dark Souls. Dark Souls is also kind of mean to me. Like, I'm still soft locked to that one spot near Quaylag. And I still have not, you know, figured out, you know, how to get by her. I did think about, what do you call it? Doing a bunch of grinding, like a normal person. But you know what? I was too lazy for that, I tell you. I was too lazy for that. Alright, let me mine all of this. I will run out of hunger and take damage, but as long as there's nothing that is around to hit me. Plus I do have last stand on my armor, so I can take a few hits on half a heart before I die. So now we're going to be taking damage. I really wish that there was a way to, you know, ground these, you know, saplings up. Composter? Is there a composter in this? No mod that gives me a composter? Yeah. I do really want to use a computer because you get eBay on it. Well, buybay, whatever you call it, in the mod. Alright, I took an axe out there, and where did it go? Oh, it broke on the tree. Oh, that was unexpected. Does that mean I'm down at 98 now already? I guess so. I guess so. I was really not expecting to be at 98 already. That tree is going to bug me, but I do not really care enough. I'll do, you know, all of the fix-ups, you know, after, in the future. Because I will be getting rid of Twilight Forest for a little while and focusing on actual other stuff that I can focus on. I've recently just freed up a few, you know, bits of gigabytes, you know, from getting rid of mostly everything. I'm transferring everything over to a laptop that will hold everything. I will probably keep it on the USB, a lot of the stuff, but I will, you know, transfer all it over onto the laptop. So everything that's useful. Let's see. Like recently I did the Far Cry 5 and the Far Cry 3 thumbnail. And I did that not on my PC but my laptop. Also, I tell you, I have this terrible thing of it being too moist in the air that causes mold spores, and I really hate it because it's just so annoying. You ever have to deal with like mold spores, you know? It's like the worst thing ever because you clean it up, but it can still appear because there's moisture in the air, and it's like, how do you deal with that, huh? How do you deal with it? Oh, I just missed that there. Excellent walk forward there. And also I see that Yeti in the distance. I'm actually going to grab my bow and use my bow for a little while because I never give the bow a true, you know, use. Let's see. Is this backpack that does dirt? It is this backpack that does seeds. And there we go. And I can just shove that in there now. And I put that back there, grabbed that, shoved the wood in there. Alright, and let us oh wait, I needed to get my bow out. That's what I needed to do. Also, I can shove my axe in there. I do need my sword, I will shove that there, and I'll just shove that there now. You know what, just put all of that up there. I'll put my torch there. If I had that cycle mod, I could cycle through my inventories and easily get to these, you know, stuff. That's if I was smart, you know, I'm not smart. Alright. So, did also fix everything, yeah? Okay, sorry, I was just double checking there with a chat there. You know what, I'll do a test there. There we go. Gibberish. Let's see. What was I going to grab? Bow. That's what it was. You know, 5-second memory, I tell you. Not really, but you know. It just be annoying sometimes. It just be annoying sometimes. Alright. So, let us go and we'll get cracking at these logs a bit more. There we go. Not too bad, not too bad at all. I really wish that I had the, you know, resources. Well, not resources, what was it? My brain started farting there, I tell you, I do apologise. You have to expect brain farts every once in a while. Would not be one of my episodes without some brain farting. Alright, so let us go and we'll break through this. There we go. And we're almost at 97. I counted 100. We used 99 to break all of that from there to there. Are we actually on 90? Yeah, we should be. We should be. If any of you can tell me, you know, let me know. I don't want to be like miscounting from like one block. Well, not one block. One item off. But it's probably going to happen at one point, you know. I have to keep track of all of these tools now. I started with 100, and then whatever we get to, we'll get to. Is that a deer that I just saw run by there? I think it was. There we go. And let me break that. You can actually tell the path that I've actually taken from looking at my map. It cracks me up just seeing that. This is actually where I've chopped down a lot of big trees before. That spot behind there is a spot of a big tree because of how wide it is. So, we'll go and break this here. And that just flattens everything down around here. Who knows, I might also delete a bunch of chunks in the Twilight Forest because I don't really need a lot of these chunks because it just becomes wider and wider and you can never, you know, find the right thing anymore. What I'm talking about is boss fights. They just keep getting further and further, and I do really want to go and replay through the Twilight Forest again. I know I've played through it like... Well, I did try to attempt it before, and then I got through the entire thing very jankily. And then I finally got to the end of it, and it wasn't too bad, you know, it was not too bad. I was kind of sad that there is no final boss. Holy moly, that scared the life out of me. That was absolutely frightening. Do I want to see what books it dropped? Not really care, and I tell you, I am here for wood. I am here for the wood. There's another Yeti over there. This is basically me, you know, stopping the Yeti population. They know. I'm chopping down their homes, these trees they call home. They will never, you know, stop me. I will, you know, strip all of these trees as much as I can. I won't go too far, that is near the house. The house is just up here, so we have quite a good distance, but I think this would be like the border tree. I saw one in where there's one under that tree. Actually, bullseye. Not bad. Oh wait, we did actually break another tool there, so 97 we're on now. Grab that axe. We are really going through these axes fast, to be honest. Also, I realise I don't actually have a lot of axes. Because axes cost 3 cobblestones and I only had 1 cobble. I had enough for 100 shovels, but not anything else. Oh, I should have brought out the calculator, I tell you. I should have brought out the calculator. I had my calculator somewhere, but I forgot where it was, and I just broke down the border tree, didn't I? This is what happens when I blab too much, I tell you. Accidentally chop down the wrong thing. That is a majestic Yeti, but sadly, no more. Alright, let's get chopping. Let's get chopping. I do want to check out that book though. Reading. Wow. Last... Actually, that's actually pretty good. I put on the backpack. The reason why I'm storing that is that I'm planning on working on making a set of armor for different situations. Now, this is an idea that I've been thinking about for a while. It all started about 500 episodes ago. And I started thinking like, I should really get some armor that is specifically for like the nether and all that. And then I was watching a video about it was by Dallas Med, and they also have, you know, armor specifically for different stuff. And I was thinking like, I should really get around to that. But the armor that I'm wearing right now costs 148 diamonds per set. It would cost me like 400 something diamonds plus 500, maybe 540 diamonds for all of the sets of armor that I need. That is a lot. Also, we're at 96 tools now. It will take some time, I tell you, to get very low. That's what I will say. It will take some time to get very low. But we are getting there. We're, you know, slowly running out of tools. At least I'm keeping count. It means I can, you know, swap over the tools to, you know, different stuff. There we go, break that. I do also need to break that up there, so I will actually use this, you know. That is a snake. Yo. I'm not getting bit and poisoned today. So, let me go and break all of this down. I was just adjusting my microphone there. Also making sure my PC's not, like, you know, running a little bit wild, I tell you. Just checking its heat. I'm supposed to stream my Far Cry 3 soon on the channel again. Now we'll be doing that soon. It's just, you know, willpower stopped me from finishing, you know, everything that I wanted to finish. You know, I could have finished that game in like a few days, and now it's taking like a few weeks. I'm like, sad. Alright, we're at 95 tools already. I will also now proceed to climb this tree to fully take it out. I'll get all of this when it falls. Almost there. Almost there, gang. That's breaking a lot faster, so it's only a tiny bit. There we go. And break that tree down. Look at me go. Look at me go. Wee. It takes a lot longer than we usually do. Bam. 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 Oh wait. No wonder it was being a little bit, you know, singy. There we go. And that's the last of the tree gone. One full ginormous tree later. Not bad, to be honest. Not bad at all. I think we did quite well there. Now, I wanted to stack up on spruce wood, though I will not put all of my tools into this right now. I've spent 5 tools so far on spruce wood, but that's sound like that one JoJo character there. This is specifically not all that I will be doing. I need to actually go gather other resources. And I do actually have a lot of axes, so I can either focus on mining out this entire area and using up all of these axes, or we could swap and go somewhere else. Python snake? That's a hard choice right there. That is a hard choice right there. Should we swap and go somewhere else? That's a hard choice. Oop, I accidentally let go there. So I was about to break there and I had one tiny pixel off. Alright, let me break this tree. We'll actually use up this axe, and then we'll head on back home, and then we'll go and, focus on making a bunch of shovels, then head over to the desert to gather up all of the sand that I need. And that will probably take the longest, if I'm being honest. If I'm being honest, desert is going to take the longest. Now, I spent... how much tools do I have? I'm not sure. I'm trying to think, like, how much do we actually have? And also I do realise that this is going to take the entire axe. And probably a couple more. But I will just sacrifice this axe for this extra bit of wood here. That being, you know, a big ginormous tree, but still, you know. You get what I want. We must take down this entire tree and get the wood. And then I think we'll just dip out the Twilight Forest and go head somewhere else. That will be, you know, a little bit more better, except for nighttime. Nighttime is going to be a pain in the desert. The husk around where I normally mine are really a pain. I should also gather up a bunch of sandstone as well, so I will probably make a half and a half. So I'll probably make a lot of, what do you call it? A lot of, is that a skeleton? So I got so confused there. Alright, so I'll probably focus on making a bunch of shovels and a bunch of pickaxes and then splitting them out. So probably 30 shovels and 30, you know, pickaxes. That brings us up to 60. And that should be an okay amount, I would say. We are going to be running out of, you know, tools fast. Eventually, once we get out of this biome. So, I did write that down, no? No. 94. I knew I'd, you know, not counted there. I realized it broke and then I got a pickaxe and then never wrote it down. Now we have wrote it down. So this is our 93rd pickaxe. Well, not pickaxe, axe. I think I've been saying pickaxe, you know, a few times. Do apologise, do apologise. Alright. So we're currently 32 minutes into this, and I did not expect it to go this, you know. It's fast, but also slow at the same time, if you get what I mean. Like, it did not seem like, you know, 32 minutes already. It did not seem like 32 minutes already. I think the music will also be ending soon, you know, because it's taking that long. Alright, let me break that there. That is 93 done. That's almost 10 pickaxes. There we go. Break that as well. That formed into a mountain. That's pretty funny. Alright. So let us go and we'll head on up. This has got a lot more to it. This probably will take this entire axe. Hopefully not, hopefully not. Whew, that was lucky. It took half of the axe. I really should get a durability number mod that tells you how much durability you have. Let me know what that mod's name is, because I've been trying to track that down for ages. I'm going to show my age right now, but I remember back in I think it was called Awesomecraft, and it was by Athmal and Sachel, and I think the other one was called Chuck, but I'm not remembering properly that. Yeah, I don't think that's the right name. But back when that was I was trying to get my words correctly there. That was back when it was still called Challenge Accepted, I'm pretty sure. That was a long time ago. That was back in the good days, I tell you. That was back in the good days, if any of you remember that. Awesomecraft was actually quite, you know, awesome. It's a little bit chaotic, that's what I would say. It was a little bit chaotic. I remember Tekkit. I remember, what do you call it? Feed the Beast. And I remember Awesomecraft from the early days of the Athmal channel. Before it became what it is today. Alright. So let me use up this axe. This will probably be the last one that we break here. Possibly? Nope, a little bit more. We're getting there, I tell you. This one's a meaty one, I tell you. Taking that long to mine up. Should take the whole axe. No? I have to be extremely careful. There is a Yeti over there and I do not have my bow in my inventory. That did not take that like I thought it would. Okay, let me grab that wood. How about I just sneak a few bits of this wood here? Should break it anytime soon. Break about here. Here? Yep, there. So that is 92. And we have 92 tools left. Or 91. Yeah, 92. 92. Alright. Let me actually eat before I get mauled by a Yeti. That is something that I do not want to happen. So let us go and we'll get a move on, I tell you. We'll get a move on. That is a Yeti. Dang Yeti! It got me. I was trying to avoid it, I tell you. I was trying to avoid it. Yo, Ant, how's it going? I really like ants, I tell you. I've always enjoyed the ants and what do you call it, the More Creatures mod, and also they're invading my house. Ow, poop. They're invading my house. Let me just shove all of this in here. Go like that. And that is not the right backpack. This is the right. I just shoved the backpack within the backpack. My mistake. Yeah, I've really gotta have to sort out these saplings. You can tell what tree I chopped down the most of recently, I tell you. You know what, I'll just break this and then use it to tower out. There we go. They're invading my house, I tell you. Oh, you're a diamond ogre. You destroyed my land. How could you? I'm going to actually have to grab that diamond's mine now. I forgot this was a raised land here. I'd totally forgotten that. Well, that's going to exist for a while. Alright. Well, it's time to head back home. Whee! I love doing that. Alright. Make sure I don't accidentally fall in there. Oh yeah, 4 glowstone. I will actually be heading into the nether and going and mining that myself. Should not take me too long, to be honest, I tell you. I always like to, what do you call it, reset like a certain patch of land. And I know it's kind of a bit, you know, cheese in it, but, you know, at the same time, I have the problem with having a nether mod that changes the terrain to a mix of warts and soul sand. And for some reason, it deletes my glowstone spawns. So I have the specific area where it doesn't do it, that I've just been mining some glowstone. I've not used it in a little while. I should really go and use it very soon. I think I will focus on that. It should not take me more than... It'd take me like an hour real life time, but it would take me like 30 minutes to do it, you know, normally, in-game. So not too much, you know, time. Alright, so we actually need to go and grab the tools that we need. I've actually gotten quite a lot of, you know, the necessary material for what I want to do. Now, the reason why I'm gathering up all this material is because I want to... Why am I making more? I needed... It's because I want to gather up a lot of material before I wipe my world of a lot of major terrain, so that I can have fresh terrain, but also I can have rejuvenated areas that are, you know, not existent. Like, you will see it on the map, like, if I deleted, like, all of the chunks over here, you know, you would see it on this map, but it would not actually exist. It exists on MapWriter, but does not exist anywhere else. And this is where we're going to be heading to next. We're going to be going and mining up a lot of sand. We have a lot of sandstone, we have a lot of thingy. I need 30 stone pickaxes. So that should give me enough. I need 30 stone pickaxes, so that's... that's about that. Let me just chuck all of these on the ground here. Wait 1 second, gang. Wait, I'm just gonna have to do it by my hand. Also, I did get 2 diamonds from that diamond ogre. For that one hole, it costed me explosion, like 40 dirt probably. That's probably got how much, you know, it's got to take to fill it in. But it did get me 2 diamonds. So I count that as at least, you know, plus 30 pickaxes. And I need 30 shovels. I ran out of wood. You know what? I'm actually going to use this precious wood that I just got. There we go. Turn that into sticks. 30 shovels. 30 shovels. Almost there. I needed 2 more. I needed 2 more. Also, I did bring back some Arctic fur. I do actually have to dispose of that. I don't want to cause any problems in my world, so that will be disposed of in due time. So that is 29 shovels. Remind me, I need to get 1 more. Pickaxe. Not pickaxe, backpack. I have 2 here. Look like I keep sticks on me because, you know, I need sticks at certain points. There we go. Not bad. Not bad at all. So that is 60 tools right there. We have used up 8 already. So we did the maths, you know, that's 60 tools that I need to use up. And that is actually not that much, if I'm being honest, you know, of what we already have. Alright, let me go dispose of this and get it out of the way. I do also want to do up a lot of this area that you see here. So if you have any, you know, like ideas, inspiration, you know, please leave it down below, because I do want to work on this area very soon. It has seen some, you know, upgrades, but it had kind of just stayed the same. There are a few areas that I will be going and checking out very soon. That being, what do you call it, specific areas that I need to fill in. So I will be going on a journey to fill in the unnecessary areas that I do not really want in my world. Like we do have, I do like that little face. Made that so long ago. 2023, this Transostone water stream crossing was made. I should really have finished this fence ages ago. It's kind of ugly, to be honest, but I did want to connect down to this cave. This was what the one specific reason why I wanted to connect down to this area, was this cave area. I should have just broke that wall, made a bit that came down behind, and then connected up, if I'm being honest. That would have probably been a better idea. And then this is oh, this is released to the ocean, so that's why I never expanded this. Ah, I see, I see. I did also need to fix this wall, because I did all of this, but I never did this wall over here, so it's just plain flat. Also, I'm getting off track. We should be really going and gathering up the resources that we need to gather up. So we'll be heading over to the other desert that I do not actually have a waypoint to, so I'll make a waypoint. And I will also make sure I am fully healed up. Sometimes I accidentally create pitfall traps for myself in these respawn bits. Also, I do want to prove something. Before we fully heal up. There is an area that I hid a TNT so long ago, and it's behind this wall. The TNT should still be there, if I'm correct. Does not count that I'm using this. There was no TNT behind there? I thought there was TNT behind there. I fooled myself into thinking there was TNT behind there. Oops. That is genius. That is genius. Well done, past me. Well done. You fooled me. I thought there was TNT behind there for the longest time. And I wanted to prove to myself that there was TNT there. But it turns out there was no TNT there. So, joke's on me, I guess. Joke's on me. Alright. So, let us go and we'll head on down over here. And we'll go and dispense those diamonds because I am not taking diamonds all the way out that way and then possibly losing them. There we go. I do actually have a lot of gold. We do actually have to go gold mining. And I don't know if I should wait to go gold mining until after or during our expedition. We're at the, what do you call it? We're almost at the 1 hour mark. So do we mine for gold? The thing is, I could always just return back to the mesa in the future. I do plan on deleting my mesa and then going through it. It should have different terrain then. And I will be deleting a lot of these chunks over here. Apart from, like, important things like this historical area over here. I just want to clean up some of the... And also there's the tiniest, swamp that I talked about. It's actually tinier than what I described it to be, I think. Which is funny. But I want to restore the Great Northern Swamp over here so I can actually do builds up here. I want to do builds that are all around this area right here in my world. So I will be having this area over here. So, if I get rid of the unnecessary, stuff. There's that, area over there. I think I might actually just go around it and leave historical stuff like that. Same with this. This is a historical thing because it's from a mod that I do not have anymore. It was like pig traders, I think. I'm not sure. I should really return there just in case. Wilburn tree. Executed by anvil for incest. He married his cousin? Yeah. I could not remember the family tree, but I had a family over here, and because after, I think it's great-grandkids, or grandkids, after grandkids, they become strangers. And it's a very weird thing, because it means that they can hook up with each other, and it's kind of gross that, so I executed them under this tree so long ago. And also, I should really get going, I tell you. I'm autistic brain, I tell you. You can't stop me. Alright. Whee! Here we are. Here we are, gang. I can just chuck this here. It's not gonna exist anymore anyway. Does not matter, that cobblestone. Ah, look at all this land. Ready to be harvested. Where am I anyway? Ah. No, that's where I started gathering dirt. That's where I gathered up some... I am very north of where I should be, but at the same time, do I really need to care? Let's just get to work, I tell you. I just organize my backpack, I tell you. That can go there to now. And that can go there. Yeah, there we go. Sorry, I was getting confused there with, what needed to be there and what needed to be there. Alright. So, let us go and we'll break all of this here. I should really harvest up some of the rare fauna around here, like ostrich. What I'm talking about is getting ostrich meat. Not specifically to eat it, but to put it into the museum. I want to do a museum that I can put all of these different mods on a showcase. It's always been something I've always wanted to do. I don't actually know where I got the idea for it for. I think it just came to me naturally. Though if I had to think about one from like 8 years ago, you could also say the Dan TDM, you know, mod showcase, you know, thing that they had. They had a little museum room where they had all of the, you know, previous mods on it, you know, exhibit. That was actually pretty cool, to be honest. I miss those days. Miss those days, I tell you. Now he has like 2 kids? I can't remember. Living a good life, I tell you. Living a good life. There we go. Might actually gather up some of this, what do you call it? Oh, that's a tool gone. 91. We're really going that fast already. Maybe it's a little bit unfair, mining sand. It really goes fast through your durability. There we go. Oops. Oh yeah, why do I actually have that in my inventory now? Did put it in the right area, right? There we go. Perfect, perfect. Ah, that's... My bow's supposed to be up here, so this is not supposed to be here. That's supposed to be down there. Because I took the bow there, out of there, and then put, you know, tools in, it put one of the tools up there. Alright. I was actually going to mine that there for a second, but then I thought, you know what, I might as well focus on the sand first before I swap over to mining other stuff. We're really going to run through the tools fast if we're doing this, you know. I like clearing out mounds like this, like, you know, one layer at a time. If any of you have seen my Hypixel series... Oh, sorry, I had to laugh there. Like, we're like a few episodes into it, I've not played it in a little while, but... It's just hilarious because I did this exact same thing to the spawn area. I just absolutely took down the entire spawn area. And it took me like episodes to do. But it was worth it. It was worth it. 90. Oop, I accidentally put a slash there. 90. There we go. It's great having chat. It just, you know, allows me to keep track of all of my tools that I've lost. We currently went through 10 tools. 10 tools, that's a lot of tools. That is a lot of tools. You know how many tools that is? That's a lot of tools. We started 100. And we went through that many. We went through that many. I really want to break this. I have like the insatiable urge to break it. You know what, I'm going to grab a pickaxe. I'll still count, you know, when it breaks. Do not worry. There we go. And I'll probably shove all of this in the spare backpack, the orange one, once my inventory fills up. There we go. I like doing little weird zigzags and, you know, stuff like this when you're mining it all out. Because I will always say this, if you're ever mining out something that is super large, you're going to burn yourself out. If you just take it chunk by chunk like this, it becomes a lot easier to, you know, manage. You won't burn yourself out as fast. You will burn yourself out if you did like a super amount, but if you're just, you know, chopping it down, it makes it a little bit, you know, tad bit easier to not burn out. And there's a tactic that I've used many times over, like when I mined out this entire area over here. I actually did not do most of it on camera, if I remember correctly. I did a lot of it off camera, and the reason why I did that is because it took me so many tools. I used a diamond hammer. And I tell you, the diamond hammer is not worth the durability. I was really disappointed at the diamond hammer because I hyped up that diamond hammer so much in my head, and then bam, when I used it, it did not handle mining out all of that. And I was really sad about that. That's why I only use stone hammers. It's just easier, to be honest. It's just easier. Yeah, it can be slow, but if you enchant it, give it a few, you know, unbreaking like all that, it really just does wonders that way. There we go. Break all of this. I was actually thinking about doing a AFK stream at one point, because I have never used my well, no, it's not an AFK area, but my mob farm, I've never truly AFK'd it before. And I have 2 spider spawners, and I've always wanted to see what is the max amount of spiders that I can get in it. That is like, you know, the thought that I had. It's 2 spiders, you know, spawners. And they're right next to each other, basically. A little bit higher, one of them, but I do wonder that. The problem is I might get killed if I AFK'd it because it's very unsafe. It is very unsafe. Sometimes they squeeze through the little bars, I tell you. And it's really just so annoying. Oh, that is nice. That is nice. There's just some shots that are in, you know, Minecraft that are just... They just... You can't explain it, I tell you. You can't explain it, but it's just... so satisfying to see. That's a good screenshot. I normally post all of these screenshots in the Discord server, so if you're not yet joined the Discord server, I would recommend going and checking it out. The link is on my link tree actually, and if you have not, you could always just go and... I think it actually does work, but let me check. Sometimes the bot wants... Yep, it actually does work. You can go ! Discord in my Twitch chat and it should, you know, give you it. No bother. Alright, so that is 89. I'm pretty sure I did not count one properly, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So we got to here. I used... I'm pretty sure it was 6 that I said. I used 6 axes. Okay, we're going a little bit off with the math, you know, that's what I'm gonna say. But I will continue to count, do not worry. This is what happens when you yap and do stuff. You always lose track of where everything is. Oh. But you know what, I do miss mining at night time, you know. In the newer updates you just don't get it as often. Got to bring out the bowl. I've really got to have to get a better bowl, to be honest. Or at least make a new bowl soon. This bow is really taking some damage, if I'm being honest. Really taking some damage. So I might actually upgrade it soon. There we go. We've actually gotten quite a lot of sand from all this mining. And I'm very surprised on how much we've actually gotten, because I did not expect to get this much sand from this. So I could easily use up that sand, you know, super fast, if I'm being honest. I use up sand like there is no tomorrow, I tell you. And all of the sandstone, I don't want to spoil it right now, but I might as well spoil a little bit. I'm actually planning on working on Mass Halden soon. That being our desert city that's just north of us. This area right here, I am actually thinking about dismantling the Mashalden Church. Now, for the longest time, it has stayed here for... I think it was one of the best, builds of Mashalden that just stayed the longest. Ever since I destroyed Mashalden Village and turned it into this. It's kind of just been there. But I'm actually thinking about bringing it over to this area here. And I actually have some new design ideas that I want to test out. So I will test out all of that. And I think it's, I think it's going to go quite well, to be honest. I think it's going to go quite well. I got some new trim ideas I want to try out. And window ideas. I've been looking at ideas, I've been watching, other people's Minecraft videos, see what they're up to and the newer updates. And what I can, do with, the older updates, I can't really copy, trapdoors, because I talk about the window idea. You have a window in front of you. It's about 4 blocks this way, but you can place trapdoors together to kind of make it separate. But the thing is, I can't do that if it's a certain theme, the building, because I only have oak trapdoors in 1.12.2, which is a really, pain, I tell you. It's a real pain. I hear you, but I don't see you. There we go. That is it gone. Let us get to mining. Most of the sand is what I'm gonna be mining. Oh, this is what this Minecraftathon's been reduced to, I tell you. Mining sandstone. It would actually go to a better place, to be honest. All of the sandstone's going to be used in Mashalden, and I'm looking quite forward to it. I did actually think about working on that underground city idea that I have, but I'm very iffy on that idea, to be honest. I'm very iffy on that idea now. I built a underground city so long ago that it was actually just PCs on PCs on PCs, if I'm being honest. And I'm actually thinking about going through the entire thing and just blocking it all up. I like it, but at the same time, I could do so much better. Because I realised the Minecraft music stopped a little while back. Well, not the Minecraft music, but Tulip Season by Stream Cafe, if I've not mentioned that yet. It should be in the description. Sometimes it's in the description, sometimes it's not, and it really bugs me because I have to go through the description and add it. Because, it should be there, and then sometimes it's not there, and then I have to go and fix it constantly. I think it's just, with, sometimes I upload these VODs over to, YouTube, change it up a little bit. But the stream description is always added to... Well, your regular Twitch stream has a regular Twitch, description when you upload it from Thingy, a VOD description. Tells you who streamed it and all that. But... Sorry, my brain started firing there. But my problem is that when I get around to fixing it, there's always something missing from the description that I always forget, oh poop, I've just forgotten, this, thing that should have been at the bottom, thanking this person or something, I actually got a message, what do you call it? It was from, who was it from? So, I think it was from Streamers Connect. And Streamers Connect, what do you call it? Was talking about this thing, a game. But the thing is, I got what day is it today? It's the 26th, almost the 27th. It was the 15th, so 12 days ago I got that email and I never replied, and I feel so bad. Should I reply? Gang, what do I do? What do I do? The thing is, it was supposed to be the 15th, I feel bad if I reply now, The thing is, I have to check both, you know, email descriptions, but the willpower, you know, was not with me for like, you know, a week and a bit, so I've not been online to, you know, check my emails that often. Like, I have checked my emails, but, you know, not that often. So I need to go and, you know, make up for all the missed emails that I have. I also got a, what do you call it, sponsorship thing? Oh, what was it? There was this company that I'm not very, you know, keen on, I would say. They are not bad, but I don't know how I would describe it to you. I really don't know how I would describe it. How would I describe it? They're a company that sells game keys, but it's always like super suspicious. Because they're like, you know, overseas keys, so like, you know. And like, that goes against Steam TOS, and I'm like, I was looking at someone else's messages on it, and I was like, what's all this, you know, thing about? And then I was trying to learn, you know, all about it, and it was just before the stream started, you know. And I won't say the name of it, but, you know, it kind of seems shady, if I'm being honest. Especially as it came out of nowhere, to be honest. It came out of nowhere. Let's see, this email. Like, I'm interested in sponsorships, but I like to research back into the sponsorship, see what, you know, they're all up to, you know. I don't want to sponsor something that's, you know, not good. Or something that I would not use myself, you know. Sorry, I got totally distracted there. We are running through these tools so fast. We have ran through, if I look at the backpack correctly, wrong backpack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 tools we have used on this mound. It's not bad, to be honest, because we've actually gotten quite a good bit out of it. Like, that's a sizable chunk, you know. It's not bad, but it is a good, you know, sizable chunk. That's what I would say. It's a good sizable chunk. So I am kind of worried about, you know, the amount of tools I'm breaking over here. I'm breaking too many tools, I tell you. I'm breaking too many tools. I'm gonna need some more tools. What could we talk about as well? I will actually hydrate what I'm going to do. That's much better, I tell you. I've talked that much that my throat has kind of gone dry. So if I speak a little bit less, you know, hopefully you don't mind too much. Hopefully you don't mind too much. But I've been speaking that much, you know, the stream. What could we talk about, you know? Well, we could go back to that sponsorship thing. So I just felt like it was very sketchy, if I'm being honest. Like, I did look into it. And they get keys, but they're like, you know, basically against, you know, TOS of Steam to use them, and then use a VPN to bypass, you know, the regional lock. And like, it's kind of just really annoying that, you know, they would go and sell a key that's not even from the region that you're in. Like, I feel like if they put like, oh yeah, it's from this region, you know, it would be so much better. But no, you have to like guess, like, did this come from like China, or did it come from Mongolia, or, you know, some other region? I guess it would be like, you know, those are regions. I did not give you a very good, you know, region bit. That's kind of like central, you know. That's kind of central Asia. Maybe like Southeast Asia, you know, Central Asia, Middle East and all that. There we go. It's kind of just, you know, weird that I would just get this, you know, message, you know, out of the blue. I guess I, you know, kind of, you know, ghosted him. because I never, replied to it because I was not online to reply to it. I don't think I will reply to it, to be honest. It just seems that sketchy. Plus, it's, not really the best practice, with what they're doing. Like, if it was better, then maybe, but, it has a lot of holes, and it just has that many, bad stuff, so, nah, I probably will not take that sponsorship. There we go. Like, I've taken, like, some really good sponsorships over the years. Oh, there was Magical Delicacy I got a apron from. And the thing is, I will make a cooking stream wearing that apron. I just need to find it because I placed it down somewhere and I seem to have lost it. Which is kind of sad because I really wanted that, apron. I placed it somewhere, I tell you, I placed it somewhere. Probably put it in a tub or something, that's what I'm thinking. I need to actually go through some of my tubs because I forget what's in them, and I should have labelled them, I tell you, but I was that, fool that did not label the thing and then forget what's inside the thing. What can we talk about? Oh, yeah. I recently, what do you call it? I recently made one of those drinks that I've been talking about for quite some time now. I recently made a mango and kiwi and a bit of butternut squash drink. It's a non-carbonated one, but if it was carbonated, I don't know if it would be that very good, to be honest. I didn't balance it out properly, so it's kind of like, a mishmash, if I'm being honest. I think if I, go for another recipe that I'm going to, renovate a bit, expand upon it. I think I made it too, loose. And I need to get, better grams and all that. Like, I wrote down all the grams, but the thing is, I wrote down American grams. And it's not, it's American spoonful, that's it. It's either the old way of doing the cookbooks or the new way, I can't remember. But, it was not the best, to be honest, it was not the best. The drink, how would I describe it? It's not bad, to be honest. It's just a regular, like, fruit drink, to be honest. Kinda tastes like water. I feel like if I leave it for a little bit, it kinda get better, but, how long should I leave it for, Don't want to leave it too long that it just, ferments and turns into alcohol. Yeah, that's how, alcohol is made, sometimes, I tell you. Probably will not, because I did not add enough sugar for that to happen. Or wheat. I guess that would be a beer. It's just a regular fruit drink that just needs to, leave for a little while to get that taste, to improve. Not like an alcohol way, but, in a regular way. Like, I had a bad, stench, but when it cooled off, that stench kind of disappeared. I really want to do, like, a full tasting of it. But I don't think I could do it on stream. I'd probably throw up, Sorry, I totally went quiet there. I got too focused on mining out the sand. We have really taken, like, a lot of this, down. So this has really gotten low. I should probably go and focus on some of the other areas soon. I'm also about to break my shovel again. There we go, so that's 82. There we go, another shovel. Mining out this entire area. I think we're actually doing quite well, to be honest. I think we're doing quite well. I really like how much we've actually done here so far. Like, that's a lot of resources, I tell you. putting all that sand in there now. I'll put the sandstone in, you know, after. I feel like I could do, you know, a lot more. I think I'm going to store this back at home at the end of this episode, I tell you. That's what I'm going to do. Once we get the end of, you know, our supply, I'll head on back home and I'll go, you know, unless, you know, I finish this entire back. This is a medium backpack. No wonder it's a lot smaller. I was like, why is this, you know, looking so different? You know, and I realized it was a medium backpack. I never upgraded it to a large backpack, did I? There we go. Let me go mine through all of this sandstone now. It's gotta be crazy, you know, thinking about like all this terrain that I'm gonna be deleting soon. The reason why I'm deleting so much terrain is to kind of trim down the size of my world. Because I have too much, it's 2 gigabytes, I tell you. And I had at least 50 backups. Now I've had to delete and, you know, compact those, you know, over the years. And I've transferred all of them over, the backups from certain periods of time. So I just broke one there, so that's 81. I was trying to get to the shovel and then I was going to write it. Not shovel, pickaxe. But, where was I again? I totally just lost track of where I was. I was trying to figure out, like, where I was there for a second. I was turning up the audio from, like, 5 seconds ago, seeing if it, you know, come back to me. This is why I tell you, 5-second memory over here. It's not actual 5-second memory, but, you know. I get sidetracked, that's what it is, you know. I'm prone to getting sidetracked and then forgetting what I was talking about. And I feel bad for forgetting what I was talking about, and then I have to try and figure out, like, what was I talking about. Oh yeah, my world. So I have backups of my world. And I had like 50 of them. I compacted them, deleted them, and also, you know, send them on a USB. I need to try and find again. So, a bunch of them are on a USB somewhere. And I recently started doing that again, and I should be able to basically remove so much from the computer. That's what I'm hoping for. It should give me enough room to keep on streaming this series for another 2 years, hopefully. That's what I'm hoping. Another 2 years of streaming this. For some reason, my memory is just leaking. I don't think it's actually leaking, but we're using 1,600 megabytes. We're using 80% memory. Allocated 100%. Maybe I need to put more into it. More RAM. We're on day 2,570, so that's basically like 3,000, I would say. Maybe almost 3,000. I used up my pickaxe, didn't I? So that's 80 now. Alright, grab my pickaxe again. But my, you know, PC has been losing memory for some reason. I don't know where the memory's gone. That's what I'm going to say too. It doesn't happen with my second drive, it happens with my main drive. And I don't know where the memory's going, if I'm being honest with you. I don't know where the memory's going. Because it is somehow disappearing. And I think it's GeForce. I think GeForce is like strangleholding my gigabytes. Like I could have 16 gigabytes right now if I deleted NVIDIA. It's really annoying that, Evan. I'm saying it. It's really annoying that. Like if I didn't have to worry about it updating for some, you know, game that I'm never going to play, you know, it would be so good. But I have to worry about, you know, when it updates. People celebrate when, you know, their game gets updated or, you know, their app gets updated sometimes, you know, like a long awaited update. But when it comes to NVIDIA, it's like, you know, again? Why? What did you update this time? It's like, Why? I really need to like disable updates for it because it's not worth it. It's more pain and suffering than actual use, full stuff. I don't actually know what NVIDIA does, to be honest, the app. I actually upgraded the app, recently. Well, not recently, a few months ago. To be that new thing that they were trying to push, and I don't know what they're doing, I really don't want, the NVIDIA app. Like, I just want this thing in there, run Minecraft, run other games better. And like, one day I'm gonna be upgrading this PC and that, NVIDIA, who knows what I'm gonna do with that NVIDIA. That NVIDIA's gonna get punished for its war crimes against me. I will have my vengeance upon that NVIDIA. Like, I had a 730 NVIDIA at one point when I first started YouTube. And that did quite well. But then I heard something from one of my YouTubers that I watched for years, who's now banned, MXR. But they did some great, game videos back in the day, mod reviews. A little bit spicy, but that's what YouTube demanded back then, and now, people get punished for that. I remember them saying about their first time playing, like, Skyrim, they used a 730 in the video kind of thing. Or 730 RTX? I can't remember. One of the two. And that, made me think, why couldn't I run Skyrim all those years ago? Why could I not run Skyrim all those years ago? On that 730. Like, I feel like they made the 730 worse. It's kind of like what Apple does, they slow down your phone every time that there's a new phone coming out. Or charge you more for your existing phone until you swap to a new phone, those kind of tactics. There we go. We've gotten so much. We have gotten so much. Oh wait, I did actually mine with my fist there, I do apologise. Bad habit, I tell you, bad habit. Ignore that, ignore that. Alright. Ominous sound, please. Alright. So let me go and shovel that in there, so that I have a bit more room to do what I want to do. Let us mine more sand. Yeah, we're on track. We are on track, I tell you. You saw how full this is, We used 6 axes. And then this is how much we've used of that, how much have we used of that. So I will probably do the maths at the very end. And we'll see how much tools we've actually used for all of this. Now this is only day 1. What time are we at anyway? We're at 1 hour and 23 minutes. I don't plan on this being like super long, this. There we go. I do plan on it being, at least 2 hours and 30 minutes this day 1, stream of this. The MINECRAFTATHON. And then day 2, we'll be doing the exact same thing. But, you know what? What should I do for day 2? Should I give myself iron tools? Would that be better? You know what I forgot? I forgot to add a specific thing. It was a certain image that I spent ages trying to get, and I've just realized it now, and I'm going to go grab it because I wanted it for ages. And it is this, and then this was supposed to go down by my tools, but it never happened when I started. So there's all the tools, I won't be using a hoe though. I guess I need to farm. Oop, sorry. Removed the wrong thing there. There we go. There we go. And back we are. You know what? Back out again. I'll restart the music for you. Tulip Season by Stream Cafe. keep you entertained while my voice is dying. I will actually hydrate again, that's what I should do. I think my regular like streaming max is around like 2 hours. Like if someone else is there, it's a little bit easier because you can rest your voice more. But when there's not a second person there, it becomes painful because you have to rely on yourself to do all the talking. Okay, so that's 76. There we go. Yes, I am still keeping track, do not worry. I will, you know, verify the maths after we've done all this. There we go. Mining out all of this here. And let me mine out all of the sand here. You know what, I've actually quite enjoyed this, you know, MINECRAFTATHON so far. Allows me to get the stuff that, you know, would normally take a few episodes of gathering. Plus I would have used a faster, you know, shovel. You know what, it's alright to just slow down and just enjoy yourself, you know, mining all this, you know, stuff. All this sand, all this sandstone. And I know that all of this material's gotta be used for a good thing, you know. That's what I will say, it's gotta be used for a good thing. Like Mass Halden's church, I actually plan out I talked about that trapdoor thing, and I'm actually planning on doing that. It's gotta be a nice thing, I tell you. I'm gonna do it. Oh, 675. There we go. And I'll put this in the backpack, that's what I'll do. I need to grab another shovel. We're using a lot of shovels, I tell you. We're using a lot of shovels. Alright. So let us go and we'll mine through all of this here. Alright, let's double check on something now. Alright, break all of this. There's a lot more sand than the previous layer, I feel. There's a lot more sand than the previous layer. I love that we're slowly just bringing it down to the water line. Oh, that just cracks me up just thinking about that. Do we stop at the water line? Probably not. It'd probably be, you know, how much I can actually fit left in my inventory. Like, how much do I have? You know, I have another, you know, lot of slots I could use. I'm about to use up this shovel now. There we go, so that's 74. Yes, I will be doing the maths at the very end. I will, you know, confirm to say that. I have said it before, but I will say it again. There we go. Not bad at all, I tell you, not bad at all. At least I don't have to worry about mending. There we go. And we'll mine out all of this over here as well. You know one thing I like about this sand? The little wrinkles it has. Compared to like normal Minecraft sand, I've gotten like very used to this kind of sand. Like, yeah, I do play normal Minecraft, but at the same time, you know, I like the sand. It makes me think we're actually in a desert and then, you know, wherever else, you know. Just feels nicer, to be honest with you. Just feels nicer. If they ever did update the desert, I kind of wish that they would update the texture of the sand. Like, it's such an iconic thing, and they have updated it before. I would love to just see it update again, I tell you. That is another shovel down, so that's 73. We are running through these very fast, I tell you. We are running through these very fast, and I think I'll probably focus on mining a lot of this sandstone now. Just do it one bit at a time, I tell you, one bit at a time. I tell you, the brightness on my screen compared to the, you know, the secondary device is, what you call it? Very bright, I tell you, very bright. The thing is, I can't actually turn down my brightness because I'm recording the screen, I tell you, and streaming the screen, which causes it to, you know, darken for use. And I do not want to go like into a dark cave and then you can't see anything completely. Like I remember turning up my brightness just for trying to see what was going on in a dark game before. I've just got reminded of Swall. I would recommend checking out Swall if you've not yet. Swall does some great stuff. You know what, can I shout out Swall? You know what, if I at them... Nah, it does not work. I thought if I could at and then I could shout out that way. It's always super annoying that too. Always super annoying that. If you're on mobile, it's super hard to shout out people. Well, I'll just go slash shout out. There we go. Oh, it did actually work. It actually worked. It actually worked. That is the first time that on mobile it has actually worked. I've never gotten it to work on mobile and I have actually been able to see it. That is brilliant. That is brilliant. Now I can shout out all the people I want. There we go. You can go show them some support. Swole is really a great guy, I tell you. They do some great content. If you're into horror stuff, they play through a lot of horror games. That and Mofuel is spelled... I'll just spell it out for you. If you're writing Mofuel horror games, they're this Asian cat girl who is green. And you know what? You just have to watch the video for yourself. They're a great person, I tell you. I love their voice. They are still learning, you know, English. But they do some great, you know, content if you're into horror. They kind of did slow down, but they started to, you know, cave. But they have a cave. I love how, you know, funny that was there to myself. I realise I've not done any clipping in quite some time, I tell you. I really got to get back on that if I'm being honest. I'm way behind on my, you know, clipping streaks. There we go. And let me continue. You know what? And that was the last of that too. 72. And then I need to mine all of this. We are really running through these tools. We're only at 72 and we're about to go to 71. I really gotta need some more tools soon, gang. I'm gonna really need some more tools. That is 71 right there. I am running low on tools. I need a shovel and a pickaxe this time. I'll actually break all the sand here now. It does actually turn to, you know, dirt over here. I'm not mining that dirt. I don't actually need dirt. I do plan on because I'm going to be blocking up where my dirty dirt farm is. That's a farm that we grow dirt in. That being mycelium. Pods though you can't actually grow. You need to, you know, use a tree and then harvest it. But I'm thinking about remodeling that and making it into a greenhouse and moving it somewhere else in my world. I think I might move it over to Voxtown and given Voxtown some more uses. I want Voxtown to have more uses. As a, you know, another YouTuber that, you know, I could talk about, that being Dallas Mad again. They, they have a city where, they do a lot of building, but they always like to have a use in that city for, like, you know, different stuff. Like, they have a house that has, you know, blacksmiths and other stuff. So I want to have, like, uses like that, or, you know, they have, like, a kelp farm in one of them. And, you know, my Voxtown, you know, probably will not have that much uses, to be honest, because, there is not a lot of uses that it could have. I got my tree farming industry down here that I need to finish off. I have a bunch of old ideas that I need to track down. And then I have, you know, all of Voxtown to finish off building. I need to start planting trees all around Voxtown. I'm actually very singy about this building right here. I like the building, but I'm very iffy on the building. Let me know. I need some, you know, advice on how to improve it. It's a very iffy build. Though I do quite enjoy making a more natural kind of, you know, communal kind of market area over here. I kind of feel like that would be very nice. So I do plan on, you know, expanding upon that. And also I need to go and add more glowstone everywhere. Everywhere that has, you know, these little white dots, you can... where is it? I don't think you can see it from... I think that's one of them. No, that's glowstone. I don't think you can see torches from the sky. I think it's only with view that you can see it. But I plan on replacing all of the torches in my world. It's always been like one of my dreams to have all my, you know, lights hidden. And that's what I really want to do. Hidden lighting. If any of you have been like fans of like Ethos Labs and such, they're, you know, they have like a lot of, you know, hidden lighting. And I've always wanted to do hidden light because I am terrible for just placing hundreds of torches. And that causes like so much lag and I want to sort that out. So that's why I'm going to be harvesting a ton of glowstone. Should not take me too long, it just takes me in and out the nether, deleting the same chunk over and over and over again. Well, it's not the exact same chunk, it's a certain area. Because it always generates differently for some reason. I don't know what it is. It should not do that because it's, you know, a seed. But at the same time, it does. And I don't understand why. I don't understand why. It's always been very mysterious, that, but I've never questioned it. I tell you, I've never questioned it. I think it's actually just one of my mods colliding with another mod. And it's generating a different, you know, sync each time that I swap out the area. So it could be like a different biome. They're just colliding with each other. That does actually happen. If I go all the way up here. This is a oak savanna from the Twilight Forest. It used to be enchanted forest. And it used to be very blue. But then it became this. And before it was enchanted forest, it was a swamp. And that is a swamp that I want to, you know, birth. I will actually be keeping this one little singular area. This is where the Polywitches hang out. And if any of you do not know who the Polywitches are, I'm sorry, you're too young. You're too young. You're too young for this series. How could you? You have to watch all the hundreds of episodes. Yeah, I'm joking. But the Polywitches are a bunch of witches that would ambush me, I tell you. They would ambush me. I would be walking around my base and they would just, you know, splash potion attack me and I would have to fend them off. And they were all part of this one polywitch, you know, amorous relationship, and it was always like, why did you pick on me? Yeah, I went to your house one time and all that, but, like, why? Leave me alone, you know? We're at 69 now. No, one of you are gonna be making that joke. Alright, let me mine out all of this here. Let me just shove all of this in here. That is actually a pretty good amount. what time are we actually at? We're almost at the 2-hour mark. We're almost at the 2-hour mark. I did say I would end at the 2-hour mark, but at the same time, you know, should I? You know, hit or miss. You know what? I should have the shout out recharged now. You know what? I'll shout out Jory. I haven't done them in a little while. I have the power, I might as well abuse the power now. But I mean that, I mean, you know, I've been able to do it before, it's just not on mobile, you know. The mobile version of Twitch. I know there's a dark cave nearby, I literally dug into it. Ugh, like, come on, you know. Why do me like this? I was just looking for where I placed my calculator so I could use it later. You know what? I could do the maths myself. Also, I did get a clicker, I tell you. Yes, I got one. I finally got one. I wonder how that sounds. Yes, I got one. Finally got one. Let me see. Oh, it does actually work. It does work. That's going to be a redeem, I tell you. That is going to be a redeem. I know it's a little sneak peek, I tell you. It's a little sneak peek, I tell you. A little sneak peek. Alright, let me mine out all of the sand here. We should end, like, you know, not too soon, but, you know, we should end in a bit. Alright, let me mine out all of this here. That's another tool down. That's 68 now. There we go. We are really running low on these tools now. I was not expecting to run so low on the tool. But also I've really gotten to that goal of the water lane, if I'm being honest. I do actually have like 2 more layers, and I don't think I have enough tools for 2 more layers. We are running out of tools, gang. We are running out of tools. Alright, let me mine out all of this here. Get out of here. Yum 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 yum. I needed to at least heal up, you know. I've been at that, you know, HP this entire time. I meant to heal up, like, you know, ages ago. But because I ran back at the base, back in the lush caves, it kind of just, you know, singed over my healing. So now I'm healing. So I saw a mob there. It was just the, what do you call it, the ostrich. It was just the ostrich. The ostrich just chilling. Recall, oh, 67. There we go. We are really running low. We are really running low. I will do a final, you know, tally count of how many tools we have. We're really running low. There we go. Recolor this. So I do apologize. I've talked that much during this, you know, stream, and I did no voice prep before this, so my voice is absolutely terrible to now because I've talked that much. I'm running out of, you know, energy for, well, not energy, but, you know, voice. I did see a mob there. It was that. Do I kill it? I don't really need to. And grab me another shovel. That is 66 now. Oh, that is a lot. That is a lot, I tell you. We have been at this for quite some time now. There we go. Oh yeah, I've not shouted out someone in a little bit. I might as well shout out another person. Yeah, I'm abusing it. Not my fault. You're the one that finally fixed, you know, the problem. Yep, that is the right one. Shout out to Boomy Slamby. This is the right Boomy Slam. Yeah, it's Boomy. Boomy does some great stuff. I would recommend going and checking out Boomy. Oop. Okay, they're gone. I will take that run slash though. That is very useful. That is very useful. Also, I like that it colors the text differently. Like it's blue. That's pretty cool. Holy moly! Holy moly! It's a level 3 zombie! It's molten and plagued. I can't have that thing near me. That thing will absolutely wreck my day. There's a level 3 dire mud, the merciless, the molten plague dampening. It's dampening my shots, so I might actually use up all of the durability on this bowl, if I'm being honest. This is a super powerful husk. I didn't realize it was in the area that long that level 3s would have been spawning now. I can actually hit it for 2 points on the head. I don't want it to get close to me because it's played and it will spawn tons of silverfish. This is like the scariest situation. You don't realize how scary this is. Level 3s. I literally called one Superman because it was that tough. It was that tough. That is 3 books I got. Arcane Affinity, Looting 1, and Film Flame. That was not worth it at all. That was not... I'm actually going to ditch this in the water. This is that bad. It was a cool boss, you know. I will keep the... Do I keep the Looting 1? I might as well, you know. Might as well. Oh. That was scary. That was scary. I was not expecting to run into one of those. Especially like today. Oh. Like I was having a nice time and then that thing shows up. Oh. Almost pooped myself here from that. That was scary, you know. A level 3 zombie out here. Like, you don't realize how scary a level 3 zombie is. But I could not defeat one back in Jungle Paradise season. It's actually Supernova. And the zombie was so powerful that I had to nickname it Superman. Because it was just... It vortexed you in. And it absolutely wrecked your day. It wrecked your day. I hope I never run into a zombie with the exact same abilities as that. 65. Because that zombie scares me. That zombie scares me. Got plenty of room. I was like, and I was thinking like, do I have enough room? I do have plenty of room. You know, we went from spruce trees to desert. This is like 2 of the materials that I'm actually needing. Day 2 will probably be, you know, consisting of, you know, the same thing, if I'm being honest. Not actually like, you know, sandstone or anything, but a more interesting area. The Gold Hills. That being the, what do you call it, Mesa. The Badlands. And the thing is, should I mine for gold, or you know what, you know? I could mine for gold. I have a special tool, and I've not used it in actually that long. I do actually still have it. Ender Lantern reveals nearby ores when you're close to them. It is very useful. I use it for when I'm mining coal, because it helps me mine coal. It's not X-ray, but it's kind of like, you know, it just illuminates them, the outlines. And you have to kind of tell from like the placement of the blocks. It's like, okay, this is a lot. This might just be coal. And I found like very large coal, you know, thingies. I found coal that, you know, acted like redstone at one point. And it was like, also we're a stack of tools. We're running low on tool, gang. We're running low on tools. If we get any more tools, I'm probably gonna save it for episode 2. Well, not episode 2, but you know, day 2. That's what I meant to say. Day 2 of the MINECRAFTATHON. There we go. Sorry, I got totally distracted and I've just ended up just mindlessly mining the sandstone. Like a worker drone. I must mine the sandstone. Oh, I do apologize. But we are, you know, mining through this quite nicely, I tell you. We are mining through this quite nicely. And you know what? Once we get to the end, I'm going to abuse that, you know, shout out function again and give another shout out. There we go. Nope, that one does not exist. I know who to shout out. That does not actually work. I need to find out what these channels are called, I tell you. You know what? The Apple Bone 64. There we go. We'll shout out Applebone, the third person in the list I was going to shout out. We're almost at the end of our music, you know. Should end in a second now. We're being at that long. 63. Oh, I think it's raining somewhere. Let me go check. Yep, it's raining. I could tell it was raining because the sky goes this weird blue. It's kind of funny that, to be honest. You've been in a world that long that you know when it rains. I would love to do a counter for how many times it thunder strikes, because I am not sure on how many times it thunder strikes, if I'm being honest. I have the problem of having a lightning strike. It's like, you know, every like 2 bundles of episodes, there's always like 1 lightning strike, and it's like the most annoying thing because I don't want to deal with the lightning, you know. I just want to, you know, mine and do building, and then bam, you know, I have to go to sleep because the lightning's there, you know. I'm like, I don't want it to burn down my jungle, and then it burns down my jungle anyway. Remember, I have to repair so much of that jungle. What a cave, I tell you, what a cave. Oh, there's actually more to the cave. I was like, this is a stupid cave, it's like so small. And it just expands. Use that one Jujutsu Kaisen expansion thing. 62. Alright. Grab another pickaxe. I wanted to mine just around it, just so I had a little path to go around and mine the rest of this area. But I will grab all of that that's just fallen down there. There we go. Grab all of that. And nothing really of use down there too. All of this will be deleted anyway, so does not really matter. This is wipe territory. I want to shrink down it before I send it off. And if I do, you know, any, like, you know, shrinking up the terrain, I'm probably gotta, you know, transfer it over to the laptop. And then shrink it down on the laptop and then send it back. I think that's what I'll do. I think that's what I'll do from now on. Because MC Selector, no one tells you, but it takes up that much. I tell you, it takes up that much. Like, it's a beefy thing. And it has to be a beefy thing because it has a lot of functionality, but I'm using an older version that I've used for ages. Ever since I saw that Pixel Riff episode, where he taught you how to delete chunks, that is like, you know, became a useful part. Can't believe how long ago that was. Cannot believe how long ago that was. I think that was back in Jungle Paradise Season 1, to be honest, was when Pixel Riff uploaded that. It was back in 2020. Or maybe before, I'm not sure. Could have been before. I am full. No. No, I had so much potential. Lucky! Are you full, Lucky? No, you're ready! Here, shove all of this in your mouth. I need all of these resources. I shall pick you up later, and I was going to say use you, but that does not sound right. But you can help me mine out, well, not mine out, but get all of these resources, I tell you. I really do like that clicker, I tell you. I got 2 of them, I tell you. I can just go like this. It's very nice, I tell you. It's very nice. Luggy is so useful. Luggy is so useful. Like, sometimes they're a little bit, you know, not the smartest Luggy. I should really get Luggy hit by lightning. But, you know what? I don't really want to do that. I don't know where I got the name Luggy from. Where did I get the name Luggy from? Was it from Ethel's Labs? I don't know why. I always used to call this mod Luggy. It's basically like, you know, its own, you know, mod, but, you know, it's not its own mod, but, you know, it has its own name. But I always used to call it, you know, Luggy. And I think it was from my Ethel's Lab, you know, series, if I'm pretty sure. And then I've always just called it Luggy. Luggy's great, I tell you. If we ever do another series with Barry, you know what? That's who I should shout out. There we go. Shout out to Blueberry Wolf Cub, my sister. Go check them out. They do some great stuff, I tell you. They do some great stuff. They've not done anything, you know, really recent, but they have been, you know, working on stuff behind the scenes. I won't spoil anything, I tell you. I won't spoil anything, but you should go check them out. Go check out Blueberry Wolf Cub on YouTube and Twitch. They're currently working on some behind the scenes stuff, I tell you. I won't spoil anything. I've signed, you know, what's that thing that people sign, like NDA or something? Right, Luggy? Yeah. Why should I ask Luggy anything, you know? They keep, you know, refusing to answer me. They keep refusing to answer me. I have been keeping count. You know what? I'll actually add 61. Just in case I missed, you know, one. It's a problem with getting sidetracked, you know. I think it's just an autistic thing, you know. Getting sidetracked with the easiest stuff. I remember getting so sidetracked one day playing survival craft, trying to get past, you know, where I was. That when I looked out the window it turned pitch black. It was nighttime. I started playing in the morning and it became nighttime. Pretty sure it was only 6 hours, to be honest. But I felt like an entire day just went by. There's a rat. Get that rat. No rats around here. Unless they're rat people. They're accepted, but no regular rats. Unless they're, you know, kind and won't steal my cheese. Then possibly they can stay. That's 60. We are really running low, gang. We are really running low. Need to give Luggy some, you know, food to eat. Need to clear out this side here. I did clear quite a lot of this, to be honest. I did clear quite a lot of it. I think I need to get some more sandstone though. We'll shove some extra sand and sandstone in there. And then we'll do a count of, you know, how much I've actually, you know, lost of tool-wise. There we go. Yeah, we started with 100 tools. Oops, I accidentally used my fist there. Ignore that, you know, sometimes my brain just wants break, punch, break, punch, break, punch. The rat got obliterated. Got disintegrated like Thanos, you know. Alright, let's get mining out all of this. Let me chop up this into more manageable slices, I tell you. Oop. There we go. Luggy, you okay down there? You know, if I could get Luggy hit by lightning, I would. But there's really no possible way for that to happen. Unless I brought him to, like, you know, the Twilight Forest that I'm about to delete. I'm pretty sure one of the bosses summoned lightning. I could use that to my advantage. But you know what? Luggy, you don't have to change for anyone. You are Luggy. You are who you are. Be who you are. You are you. You are Luggy. Need a happy. Take a screenshot of that. Cinematic. Okay, let's get mining. We're almost about to break our tool anyway. Ugh! I saw you there. And I jump. I jump. That really got me. I saw it, you know, from the side of my eye, and I was like, I need to turn to fight that thing. But I still jump. I still jump. There we go. We are not doing too bad, to be honest, I tell you. We are not doing too bad. I really like the progress that we have made. Like, I'm far from the end of this, you know. When I mean far from the end, I mean, you know, we need to get more mined before I can wipe the world a bit. Wipe the territory. I'm actually quite looking forward to changing up the territory, if I'm being honest. Like, you know, this world has had a lot of these terrain for so long that I feel like it would, you know, help, you know, decrease the amount that I need to do. There we go. Break all of this. And that is another tool broken, so that's 59. You know what, I'm actually going to add another one onto that, 58. Just in case I did not count one. I'm worried about miscounting, I tell you. It's about a race to the, you know, sand between me and Lucky. Who gets there faster, Luggy or me? Maybe Luggy, they did go super fast there. I don't think this, you know, sand will last me, like, forever. But it does not really matter, I could always just, you know, return in the future for gathering up more sand somewhere in the world. And then delete those beaches again. We're almost there, I tell you, we're almost there. I'll use it up until I get to the last shovel. That's what I'm saying. We'll grab that. Now we'll shove that in there. I'm going to mine as much of this sandstone as possible. This is what I'm vitally needing now. I'm probably going to need a lot of, like, glass panes, so that's something that I can easily mass produce. So not too bad with the amount of sand that I have. It's just sandstone, something that I cannot mass produce. It's kind of very stupid that, you know, 4 sand makes one of these and, you know, you only get one of them. 2 would have been so much better. Like, it's understandable sandstone's a bit, you know, tough, but at the same time, I really wish it was, you know, you get 2 from it instead of, you know, just the 1. Because it's a really bad trade, because I could use a stack of sand for just 16 sandstone. And that's like a really bad trade-off. No wonder people use sandstone cutters now. Well, not sandstone cutters, stone cutters now to turn it into, you know, thingy a little bit easier. Oh wait, no, I'm thinking about it the wrong way around. Alright, so 57. We'll almost use 50 tools. That's a lot of tools. That is a lot of tools. Okay, I was worried about Luggy there. They weren't moving and I was like, are they okay? That's a perfect screenshot right there. That is a perfect screenshot right there. We have hit the 2-hour mark, if I'm being honest. I want to mine out some more sandstone, so that's why I've kept going here. 2-hour mark was the end, but you know, we'll keep on going. We'll see what kind of shenanigans we get up to. And how much sandstone I can shove in my backpack. We got to fit a lot of sandstone. What else could we talk about? Well, I'm planning on doing, what you call it, some more meme videos soon. So that's some... Oh, hello there, Pi! Hopefully you're doing alright and staying safe. Well, come on in. How's it going? Hopefully you're doing alright and staying safe. We're currently doing a MINECRAFTATHON. So, if you donate, like, bits and all that, you know, I get more tools. It's quite a fun thing. Like, 5 bits equals 10 tools. 1 tier, 1 sub, you know, equals, you know, 50 tools, that kind of stuff. I think it's quite fun. I'm doing good. How are you? I am doing alright so far. We're currently been at this. I'm trying to fill up my inventory. I've built up Luggy a lot. I should really take those ender pearls back. You know what? I'm actually going to shove my bow in the backpack. I don't want to lose its spot. I'll just shove my sword there. There we go. But I'm doing alright so far. We're currently doing a MINECRAFTATHON today. This is day 1. And hopefully, you know, day 2 will not be the end. But we are currently, you know, making our way through MINECRAFTATHON, where we gather up resources, because I'm planning on doing a wipe of my world, so a lot of terrain's going to be deleted. And it's going to shrink the size of the world a lot, but it's going to be definitely worth it, I tell you. It's definitely going to be worth it. I'm going to delete a bunch of chunks, and then hopefully once those chunks are deleted, it will shrink my world down a bit more. That's what I'm hoping for. But also I get a lot more resources so that I can spend more time building some more things for you and other people, you know. I do want to build some interesting, you know, stuff. I want to revamp a lot of my old builds, like the Dirty Dirt project. I think the Dirty Dirt project's actually older than Pie's been here on the channel, I think. Oh, that makes me feel old, you know, just thinking about that. Are we closer to Pie, or are we closer to the Dirty Dirt project? It's kind of like, you know, the Cleopatra is more closer to modern day than ancient Egypt. Not sure how old it is, though. I think Dirty Dirt project was back in the 500s. We're on, you know, 1028? 27? 28? Not sure the exact number. I do need to also do the, what they call it, thumbnails. But I'm pretty sure I'm transferring the thumbnails over. So, thumbnails shall be on the laptop. I'm transferring a bunch of stuff over to the laptop for, you know, ease. Oh, thank you for the 15th month tier sub now. Dang. That is a long time, Pi. You've been here since Far Cry 2. And you know what? I will say to you, Pi, I'm actually planning on playing Far Cry 2 again. No truck this time. No truck this time, sadly. But I'm planning on playing through Far Cry 2 again, because I really want to try and remaster it, because I feel like my audio was terrible. It's a thing that I really like to do. I like to go back to older series on my channel and redo them, because, you know, something's changed or there's something new. Like our previous Far Cry series, I had very miniature version of the original Meryl, the wooden doll Meryl, but the original version, the one that I'm currently in now. And OK. I think OK was just the same, to be honest. OK's not really changed too much in the last few years, if I'm being honest. That's very weird, to be honest. That is very weird. Also, I also realized that my Far Cry 3 series is over 5 years old. I hope you have fun with Far Cry 2, lol. It's a cool game. Well, we did play it, you know, before. It's still a cool game, you know. I still can't believe how long ago you've been here, you know, you first arrived. Like, you know, it does not feel like that long. And then it has been that long. Also, this is Luggy. Say hi, Pie. And Luggy, say hi to Pie. Don't show your back to Pie. Pie's good. Pie friend. They're not happy. They're not happy. Maybe I have to break this block for them. I keep breaking the blocks and picking it up. There we go. Say hi. Maybe Luggy's not in the mood to say hi to now. But for that tier sub, you know, that gives me, you know, 50 more tools. We're actually currently at the 57 mark. I will do a recount to see how many tools we have, and then I'll add those 50 tools for next day. If I was closer to like the end of my supply, I would do it instantly, but it means I have to leave and go make the tools, you know, somewhere else, and I don't want to leave just yet, because I want to go and mine this. We are so, like, you know, close, I tell you, we're so close. I just need to mine a bit more. We're getting there, I tell you. Oh, hello there, Monkey Mix, hopefully you're doing right and staying safe. Also, are we at the 2:30 mark yet? No, we're almost at the 2:30 mark. Hopefully you're doing alright and staying safe, Monkey Mix. It's been a little while. Hopefully you're doing alright and staying safe. I know, you know, it's been a little while since the last stream that you popped into. I'm good. Hope you are doing good. I am doing alright so far. We're currently doing the MINECRAFTATHON, which is you know, 10 bits equals, no wait, 5 bits equals 10 tools. 1 tier sub equals... You scared me there for a second. Sorry, I've been busy. It's alright, it's alright. We've all been busy, but you know, for me it's more... I did not have willpower for the last, you know, week, you know, so I've not been able to stream because willpower low, you know, prevents me from doing stuff, and it's really annoying because I want to do all these different stuff. I could have been finished with Far Cry 3, I could have been finished with Far Cry, well not Far Cry 2. That's coming, that's coming. I'm actually thinking about starting a Stardew Valley on the channel. Well, restarting. We did Stardew Valley so long ago that I need to actually restart it now. Because I've really got back into it and I really want to go and stream it. I've not done any episodes on it and I've not played it just yet. But I have done a complete guide, 56, of what I'm going to be planting to get the most money. I don't want to spend like too much money, but I want to spend enough money that I'm actually making a profit off of my crops. So that's what I'm planning on doing. Also, I'm really stocking up on that, what do you call it? Precious materials. I tell you, my throat is getting so dry. I keep hydrating, I tell you, and it does the job for quite some time, but I started talking a lot more, so there's no rest for the voice. Doesn't help that I have a sore gum as well. If you've ever had a sore gum, it's really annoying, I tell you. It's really annoying. Oh, thank you for the head pets. Oh, hopefully it works, I tell you. There we go, there we go. There we go. I need to actually make it a little bit higher, I tell you. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. Also, I have a clicker now, Monkey Mix. Check this out. I'm actually going to make it a redeem, I tell you. I'm going to make it a redeem. I think it's pretty neat, I tell you. I think it's pretty neat. But I shall clicker train everyone. Clicker trading people I see. I got 2 of them. I can dual wield them. Wait 1 second. Wait 1 second. Look at this. I can dual wield them very well. I shall get them all. I'm going to become a Pokemon trainer. But for clicker training people. Gotta clicker train them all. I'm just imagining the, you know, Pokemon song. But it's just got trigger clean. Oh, sorry, I've you know, I'm brain farting, laughing over here. Just that sort of gotta clicker train them all Pokemon song. I'm gonna need that song made. Any of you that can make music, you know, make that. We need that. We need that. It's also turning nighttime, so I'm going to have to fight off mobs soon. What is this book? Loot one? I put loot one back at. Oh, I took it off this area and then put it back. Okay, okay. I did break a tool there, so that's 55. And I'll bring another one of those. Ignore all of my axes. I don't count all of the axes. We did make too many axes, to be honest. We did make too many. But we started with 100 tools. We have gained 50 tools from... My brain farted. From the tier sub that Pi gave. And... what else? Yeah, I think that's it. We got 50 subs from Pi. Well, not 50 subs. 50 tools from Pi's sub. That's what I meant to say. I would have been broke if they did that. Cute, I see the clicker vision. Yes, yes. The clicker shall rule them all. The one clicker to rule them all. I'm just imagining that Sauron scene and it's just, you know, clicker training. I tell you, these ideas would sell. Someone makes a skit video out of these, I copyright them. They're my ideas. You can't take them. You can't take them from me. You can't take them. They shall all be clicker trained. I've filled up my entire backpack. I will shove some of them in here. I want to finish off this. This is going to be the last that we do, this last layer. I think my little guy is all the way down there. I think after this we might raid out after we do the final count. It's going to be the final countdown to see how much tools I use this exact episode, I tell you. The exact episode. I will actually be doing this in the Mesa. I think I might actually stack up on red sand as well. Let me know, should I or should I not stack up on red sand? I don't know if red sand is very useful, to be honest. I don't plan on doing any Mesa builds. I would love to Mesify an entire area. Because I have like so many build ideas that would be like good in a Mesa. But the problem is, my Mesa is like all the way up here. It's really annoying. I should just terraform it all, take it, and bring it somewhere closer. Like this peninsula over here. Turn it all into Mesa. Whew. I do apologize, I tell you. I have talked for 2 hours straight. It is better when you have a secondary person, I tell you. Because it lightens the load, I tell you. It lightens the load when you're speaking. You have more breaks, but when it comes to streaming yourself, you always have the problem of you need to hydrate constantly. And then you need to pee it all out afterwards. I think one of the worst things is, if you have a good microphone, you have to hold in your fart for the entire stream. It's not healthy, but it has happened. And sometimes if I sit in like a weird spot, I tell you, that my chair just does not want me to fart. I'm not sitting in a position that I could fart in. It sounds strange, but I'm just being honest with you. Agreed. Wish I was here longer. I love you, but thank you. I do my best, I tell you, I do my best. There we go. You know what? That's a great idea. That's a great idea. You know what? I never added you. I'll add you as a mod. Shout you out. There you go. You can have a shout out. Monkey Mix. You get a shout out. I figured out that I could shout out people by clicking on their name. But then I found out I can actually shout out people by /shoutout now. it's not bugged anymore, and I can finally shout out people on mobile version of Twitch. Which is great because it means I can just, you know, shout out so many different people. I will also, what do you call it, raid out soon after we do the count because we're almost at the 30-minute mark. We have gathered up this much resources. Ah. Thank you, my little friend. I'll shove that in the backpack. We need to head home. Let's head home. This is not home. Close, close. Okay, that'll do. I'll just walk back. Oh, yo, I'll hold this honor with pride. You know what? You do deserve it, you know. I have that many people. But you know what? I don't have that many people that I would moderate. So you get to be one of the proud moderators. You know what? I really need to get more moderators, to be honest. Like, most of the people that I have as moderators are always, like, super busy or doing their own thing. So, you know, it does not help that I have a terrible, you know, stream schedule as well. I really love the floating garden. It's one of my favourite builds, I tell you. It's really one of my favourite builds. Let me know. Let me know. I've had this idea for a long time, but I was thinking of renovating the floating garden. Now, the floating garden has always been this very rectangle, kind of hexagon shape. And I've always thought about renovating it and changing it up. But I want your insight. It does mean that I will have to remove all of the supporting area here, because I might try and round it out or change it a bit. It is very, you know, hassle of a project, that's what I will say. It's going to have to be shelved for now, but it will be on the radar. I'll be here as much as I can. Well, that's much appreciated. Also, I should really sleep, but it is nighttime. And also, that just realized I need to go, and I need to go, and... You know what? I might actually have to extend this a little bit longer. Specifically so I can add a few people to the column to garden. But I will do the count first. So, I'm going to count out how many tools I have used. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. That is 25 shovels used. And let me see pickaxes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 24 pickaxes used. $25, $26, $27, $28, $29, $30. And how many shovels? 25 shovels. 26, 27, 28. Okay, so that is all correct, and that is 6. So that brings the total of the tools that we've used today to 40, 49, 55 tools used. We have used 55 tools. That is a lot of tools. That is including the 6 axes that I used in the Twilight Forest. That is a lot of, you know, resources. And with that, 55, that means we have 45. That means we have 95 tools for day 2. I do also need to go and dump all of this in a chest, but I think before I go dump all of that in a chest, I will put Luggy here a second. I want to actually go, and I'm going to back out here for a second. And I'm going to go and check all of the comments that I've gotten. Please just leave me alone. Sorry, I had to get rid of malware bites, but it keeps popping up. Let's see. So, Minecraft in Paradise. Okay, so this is from episode 1126. I keep forgetting I'm on the 1100. This is 1127. I never published that. That is very weird. I am so sorry. I was just looking at this video, and it's episode 1124, but I already have 1124. But this is a Super Friday special that I forgot to upload. And it must have been before the 23rd, so it would have been... I'm actually going to label that as a 22 plus.